So just doing a feeding here in the big 220. There's Iastigi grabbing a bunch of big old pellets there whenever she's not being photobombed by the parrots. And tank's doing great. Everything's doing cool in here. We mentioned that we did add some of these extra little females and did a couple of little shorts on them and stuff. Gorgeous little gals here. 3 of them in here now for, of course, our infamous Spaz. And Spaz is who we named our male Bristlenose because he kind of is a spaz. I'm going to turn the flash on so you can see what's going on in this tunnel here. You can see there's the female hanging out right there. All right, there we go. Got the flash going on in there. I'm going to zoom in. Look what's going on in there, guys. Spaz is finally a dad. You could see him fanning. He had a whole bunch of eggs in there with this young lady here that was on top. And all these little babies are being born here, all these little guys. Isn't that neat? And so in this big tank, what we do is, when fish have babies, which they do, the electric blue do, and other plecos have before, and they just kind of go down into these lava rocks here, since they're kind of so deep and full of crevices. As you can see, the clowns are over here digging in there because we just fed, and they go down in there and dig all the food out that falls. But anyway, there's Mom again. She's looking cute as ever. And so there he is, because that's what these plecos do. They fan these eggs in these tiny little babies so they do not grow mold and stuff on them. And you can see some of them don't even have color yet. Isn't that cool? There's tons of them in there. And they'll kind of hang out in there with Dad, and he'll keep on fanning. Isn't that cool how he just fans away? Fans away there, his little fins. Takes such good care of them. So we're going to zoom back out. And there they are. This one over here, this other one we had, nobody's really been using that one at all. Sometimes the clown loaches go in there. Sometimes the ropefish go in there, believe it or not. They can actually go in there and turn around and look out. Their tail's hanging out one side and their head's hanging out the other side. There's the female, electric blue. And the male is, oh, right up here. This is the one that Jack calls Sonic, because he looks a little bit like Sonic the Hedgehog. And he's awesome, aren't you, buddy? And they've had quite a few babies, and they are mouth brooders, and so the female will keep the babies in her mouth and then eventually kind of spit them down into this lava rock, and then they'll kind of live down in there until they get bigger. And when they do get bigger, we usually kind of grab them. You'll see them down in here, and then when they do get bigger and they're up here, the water's kind of cloudy because we just fed them. When the babies kind of come up to eat, we'll kind of grab them with a net. We'll take them to the store, get some trade-in for them or something. There's one of the big sail fins getting in the goldfish bowl there and cleaning it out. Sometimes the big ones go in there too. They just stick their heads in there like that. But these little guys hanging down in there more often. There's the big albino one, getting bigger, getting bigger. About a year old. Started out in Jack's triple bridge tank as a tiny little baby. Got bigger, so put him in here. And there's one of the roguefish. The parrots actually aren't bombing too bad, probably because they're preoccupied eating. There's one of the roguefish. They like to hang out there, kind of along where the vases are and the under gravel lights. They go down in there. That's how we have that set up for them. Now that big pleco one up there. But anyway, everybody's doing good. This tank's doing great. So much action, so much diversity. There's the mom. She's not holding a baby right now because she's eating, as you can see. So but when she won't eat. She'll have her bottom lip up. She hangs out with these clowns and holds her own. This piece of wood is usually back over there, but for some reason Stidgy started to play with it a lot, and she pushes it around and moves it all around the tank now. So whatever you want to do with it, right? It's your tank, buddy. I know that flash is weird, but it's just on for as you can see in the gravel and stuff. But anyway, a little update. There's one of the big golden Chinese algae eaters that was also in Jack's puffer tank and got so big we put him in here. Oh, I had to get some footage of this guy. He was on the other side. Look at the browns coming out in this guy. This is the smaller sailfin. A little bit smaller than the other one. The other one is a big one that we rescued. This one over here is the big one that we rescued from Fish Rescue that somebody had. Tried to breed her with him. We think it's male and female, but didn't work out. Maybe we'll try again, but look at this guy. Got those browns coming out like that when they go against the red. Plecos kind of have a little bit of a chameleon-like property to them. If you've ever watched them, when they go against different backgrounds and things like that, they will change. And when they go around down by this red gravel, that brown comes out, and he's even getting those little tassels on the bottom, those little streamers on the bottom of that tail. Look at that. He's even got one in the middle coming through there. Isn't that cool? He is a beauty. And they're so big, even though they keep this tank clean, we give them algae wafers, we put in zucchinis. When we feed, they still go to the top and eat the food too. Super cool. Look at them, like an upside down vacuum. They just go along the top and eat all the food that the other fish left. Isn't that neat? Try to focus one more time here, get a close up. Dad's in here, and what they do is, if you're not familiar with these fish, what they do is they fan their fins like that, and that is so that the eggs don't get like fungus and stuff on them. And these guys are already babies, so they'll stay in there for a little bit. They're about the size of his bristles right now, and they'll kind of come out when they get a little bigger, and they'll kind of venture down into these lava rocks, like I said, and they'll have lots of cover there. But isn't that kind of cool? And Stidgy just wants camera time, don't you? How you doing? Tiny little baby plecos. See, there's some of the babies already. Tiny little baby plecos way down here in the substrate. They go down in here where this lava rock is. And they don't have to worry about the big guys that are up here, huh? Like you and you. It's like a whole other world down in there. And then they can actually go down there and they can get pretty big. And then they'll come out and you'll start to see them. That little doodad, huh? That little guy made it all the way down that whole length of that tank. At 6 feet. He made it all the way down here. Look at all these guys. And these little guys are way down here where the big guys can't get to them. And there's some more over here. There's two of them right next to each other. This is around the corner here. So these guys came all the way down from all the way on the other side of the tank. Probably underneath the gravel, underneath the lava rock. There's all these little caverns in there. Look at those cute little dudes, huh? Look at those cute little dudes. And they'll stay down in there and they'll eat. They'll probably feed on some of that substrate. Look at that one right there. And then they'll get bigger. That's a piece of gravel. That's a tiny piece of gravel. That's how small they are. Isn't that neat? And there's all the big guys. And they can't get to them down there, see? And they'll all hang out down in here. And then when they get bigger, they'll come out. And there's mom. Let me go around this side. There's one of the moms. We don't know exactly which one is their mom, but that's one of the moms there. Isn't she cute? She's beautiful. Parrots got a bomb. Got a photo bomb. So he's gonna stay in there until the last one leaves. So it's been about a week now. He's a dedicated dad, isn't he? I'm trying to focus, but these parrots will not give me a break. You guys just gotta monopolize the camera, don't you? But yeah, these guys would easily eat those guys. But since they go way down in the substrate there, isn't it amazing to think that they would get this big? Someday they won't because they're bristlenose, but even these guys started off that small at one time. Let's see if there's any down over here. Yep, there's another one. Way down over here on this side. Isn't that cool? It's one of the things that's nice about the lava rock is if any of the fish have babies in here, they can kind of stay in there and grow. Isn't that neat? Look how they're way down in there safe from the big fish. Oh, look at the roguefish. He doesn't like the flash. Hey, buddy. Now, they will go down in there and they will dig around and they could possibly eat some of the babies, but I don't know that they could go all the way down this low in order to get them. And of course, they're going to be a lot faster and they're going to be able to go through these little nooks and crannies an awful lot faster than the roguefish will be able to. You know? They do have that amazing shininess, don't they, when they're babies? Beautiful little guys.